How many grams do I need to take to get to 5D? On June 25th, we have our third planetary station of the week. Yes, and with all these planetary stations, it's indicating major reversals and pivots in our lives. So lots of big changes. Chances are our outlook or our reality is going to look a little bit different on the other side of this. I'll just take this time because it's Neptune. Neptune often deals with like illusions and hallucinations and being able to escape reality. So my co-host on the Fallen Fruit podcast, Lynette Ramos, she often talks about how the power of plant medicine is so transformative and healing, right? But it's really about the integration. And I really think that a lot of, like we just came out of eclipse season. And we've had a lot happening in our Gemini house. Mercury retrograde is over. Jupiter just stationed in Pisces. Now we got Neptune stationing in Pisces. And I think like a lot of these reversals are in response to this integration period post-eclipse season and changing the way that we look at things. So now we're seeing two pivots in our Pisces house. So wherever you have Pisces, that's where we're taking a step back and we're going inward. Because yeah, we have Jupiter going retrograde in Pisces. Now we have Neptune stationing retrograde in Pisces. And that's going to be happening at 23 degrees Pisces in 12 minutes. So we all know that planetary stations are so powerful. It's less important that Neptune is going to be retrograde for the next 5 months because, hey, that means that Neptune is retrograde pretty much half of the time. So it's not as big of a deal that, like, basically Neptune retrograde isn't the same thing as like a Mercury retrograde. It never would be. But the fact that it's stationing, I mean, it matters that it's retrograde, but the thing is that it matters most around the actual station. So here we have right around the station, a few days leading up, a few days on the other side of it, we're going to have this commanding presence of the energy of Neptune. And Neptune is one of those planets that makes us tired. It makes us spacey. It makes us forgetful. We can't quite find the words. We might be foggy or groggy or sleepy. Or, you know, at its best, there's actually, like, at its most profound, it can just create this overwhelming heart swelling of compassion kind of welling up inside of us, overwhelming compassion for each other, sadness about the human condition, and just like this overwhelming sense of the beauty and tragedy of how interconnected everything is. And it can be really a lot. Neptune is a planet that often takes us beyond this reality. So sometimes we just need to numb ourselves, right? Like sometimes we just need to check out. Sometimes we just need to like do a movie marathon, eat an edible, and call it a day. I find that around Neptune stations, people like to drink like a lot. So that's something to watch for. Maybe that's a good time for you, or maybe that's something you need to look out for. But point being, it's a good time to escape. It's a good time to kind of transcend the weight of gravity that keeps our feet kind of glued to the concrete in a way that we don't always desire. Like sometimes we need to get a lift. So this station can provide a nice lift for us. So like I said, on one hand, it can produce this like divine discontent. Like I want to escape this world. I want to escape my life. I want to escape the human condition. So we just need to like, you know, give ourselves permission to slack off. Give yourself permission to check out. This is a great week for a vacation, okay? Like Venus or like Mercury and Neptune and Jupiter stationing, yeah, it's a good time to check out. So if I were you, I would keep the schedule light and keep space for that spaciness. I think combined with Jupiter, Neptune and Jupiter stationing at the same time, basically, like we definitely are seeking transcendence from something, seeking to check out from something, whether it's the job or the world or whatever it might be. We're just trying to get a lift. So if you've had that stash of mushrooms in the freezer, now might be a pretty good time to take those and just have like some kind of otherworldly inner journey. The other thing that I often observe corresponding with Neptune stations is either there's a lot of rain or there's a lot of tears. And it's like the idea of rain can draw us inward, and it really kind of ignites that inner contemplation process, that really soulful, just kind of longing kind of thing. Or, Neptune stations are also like, it can be very sensitive. It can be a very sensitive time. So it's a good time to cry. Like if you need a good cry, I'm sure you have your techniques. It's also Cancer season, so it's a good time to be emo. So yeah, Neptune station. It's all about just like observe though, because there is going to be a desire to escape. So just observe, is it a healthy escape or is it a not so healthy escape? And just keep that in mind as we move into this Neptune station. But yeah, good time for anything that transports us: yoga, meditation, gong baths, singing bowl baths, anything that helps us kind of feel like we're living the dream. Neptune really accentuates the dream. So any way that you can connect with the experiences and practices and communities that really elevate you, this is an excellent week to do that. So that is your Neptune station astrology shot of the day. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you want more astrology in your world, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at AstroCatherine. You can also connect with me on Patreon for extended videos and bonus content.